This is a garden update for August 7th, 2016. We're going to skip the orchard this time. Everything's about the same up there. Things are, growing a little further, but nothing too different. We're going to start down here at the flower bed. We've got the petunias there, gorgeous. I picked that mix myself. I kind of like it. It's the pink ones are African Sunset, I think they're called. They're really pretty. We have sunflowers here in the back, and then we have some zinnias here in the second row, and then there's a patch of calendula that hasn't flowered yet. We have a patch of calendula over here too. These ones are flowering really well. Got to start harvesting the ones that are starting to die back a little, like those, because you can dry the leaves and grind them up and use them in a bath. They're good for dry skin, and I'd like to try that. And we have this is where I put the extra 4 sweet potatoes I had, and they're doing really well over here. They're kind of creeping into the herbs. We've got 4 sage plants that I have been pulling sage. Like, they could be harvested again right now, and I just harvested them like 2 days ago, so they're doing really well. There's a shallot I pulled right there. And I've got a couple of oregano. These were oregano that were a couple years old, but they were in my kitchen for the longest time, and they weren't growing really or getting any bigger. So I brought them out and planted them out here, and they look really good. And there's a marigold, and then there's some parsley and some thyme. And we have the little horseradish bed. I probably won't even try to harvest any of this year, where it's its first year. I'll probably just leave it, and we'll look up how to harvest it next year. And we have the Jerusalem artichokes. Same with those. I probably won't harvest any. I'll just leave them, see what happens next year. Although I would like to try. I might dig 1 or 2 up. I would like to try 1 or 2 and see what they're like. And here we have the kale, which is doing really well. I have a recipe for some cheesy kale chips that I really want to try here soon. This is the Vates curled blue kale, and this is the red Russian. I'm not a fan of the red Russian. I've grown it for a few years now, and this year I grew a couple different kinds, and I like those so much better. So I think I will probably retire the red Russian this year. I just don't like that big red rib that runs up the middle. There seems to be more tender kinds. It's kind of tough. We have carrots, and we harvested a few small ones the other day. Those have another couple months to go, though, before, carrots like the cold weather, and they actually get a little sweeter after a frost or two. So let's see. Then we have I'll do this. This is where the garlic was. We harvested the garlic. It was a good year for garlic and a bad year. We did get a lot. We got 516 bulbs, sorry, and but some of them were very tiny, and none of them seemed to be as big as last year. We had a much better year for growing garlic last year, apparently. So, but we did get quite a lot. They aren't big enough that I think I'll use them for seed. I think I'll order more and plant 4 beds of garlic next year, so I can use half for seed and half for us in the market garden. But I think I'll plant it in varieties, different. I had it all mixed in together, and you can kind of tell by the color what it is, but I'd like to just put one variety in one bed, one in another. This is the asparagus, and a nice collection of weeds in there that I need to remove. Preferably before they go to seed, which this one kind of looks to have done. It's going to yank you out of there. Yeah, the weeds are crazy this year. And this is a potato bed. You can see there's a lot of horsetail in there taking over, but Hopefully, we've dug a few potatoes already and it hasn't seemed to affect the harvest really. So fingers crossed. Those ones are later potatoes, so I'm letting those size up. We have been harvesting potatoes out of the other potato bed. I need to weed this one today. The horsetail's getting crazy again. We got some more beet greens growing down there, and a couple of cantaloupe that I bought at, here, away from my shadow. A couple of cantaloupe plants that we got at the nursery because mine were a little slow. And then we got some lettuce. Doesn't seem to be bolting yet. At least the leaf lettuce doesn't. The Simpson there might be. But I'm going to plant some more today for a fall harvest. And some spinach. I don't know what it is. Spinach is supposed to be one of the easiest vegetables to grow, and for the love of God, I can't grow it. I grew it one year and had an easy time, and ever since then it's just been failure after failure. Strawberries, however, I seem to be able to grow very well. So this is the pineberry bed that had those 5 tiny little plants in it. And then I bought 3. I found a mixed berry thing that had 1 plant of pineberries in it, 1 of cranberry, and 1 of another like an alpine strawberry. And I bought 3 of those, so I ended up getting 3 pineberry plants. And those are the lighter ones you see right here. But they all seem to be doing really well, and they're sending out lots of runners, so I think we're going to have that bed filled by the end of the year. And we have the blueberry plants. They're about the same. They still got some new growth on them. They're doing well. Nothing else in this bed but a whole lot of weeds and a couple cucumbers. But my gosh, the weeds are big. You can grow some big weeds, I'll tell you. These are a couple cucumber plants I bought at the garden center too. I planted a bunch more that are coming along finally, but I wanted a few ahead of time. I knew mine would be a little late. Sweet potatoes. I did start weeding, you can see on the far left there, yesterday. I finished that up today. And here's my cucumber bed, so you can see they're not too far behind. I gotta weed that too. But not a bad little patch going here, and I think some flowers are soon to happen. And this bed needs to be weeded very badly. We have some radishes and some beets that I threw in here. Some more beet greens. So I really like them. And we got some kale over here. Not even sure what kind this is. Maybe this is the Vates, and that was... I don't know. I got too many kinds of kale here. But these are rutabagas. They're not really getting huge yet, but they got a couple months left. They're like carrots. You can leave them in for a frost or two when they get sweeter. Root vegetables don't mind the frost as much as most of them anyway. Potatoes being an exception. So the potatoes, we've harvested probably a 5th of them, 1/6 of them anyway. So far, there's a little empty patch there and down there, just for some new potatoes, and they were excellent. They were really good. The Chieftain, Sickland or Chieftain, I can't remember which one's the red potato, but there's a red potato, a red skin, and a blue potato, blue Russian in there. And we do finally have some peppers. I was relieved to see we have some of these hot Thai chili. Now, I harvested 2 plants worth of those last year, and I still have half a jar of chili peppers, dried chili peppers. And you just toss a pod, crumble it up, and toss it in, seeds and all, in a chili or whatever. And yeah, haven't had to buy chili flakes for a year, and I suspect we never will again. These, I don't have everything very well labeled. There's a bunch of different peppers in here. There's some ancho and some bells, Marconis, a couple types of bull's horn, and you can see there's some really nice looking plants. Like, I don't think I've ever grown a pepper plant that looked that good. That's sturdy and they're pretty rugged. So yeah, not a lot of flowers yet, but they're coming. I can see them coming, the little buds of them. We'll get there. And the asparaberries also need to be weeded badly. But you can see some of the berries are starting to turn red. This is when they're bright red, you can harvest them and have asparagus seeds out of them. And there's another type of something gone to seed here, and it's a weed, so we definitely don't want that. Rhubarb over there, it's dying back. Like rhubarb does. And let's see, we got the onions, and the onions seem to be doing really well. You can see the big bulbs there sticking out of the ground. I gotta do some weeding. But yeah, they're starting to size up a little bit. They're not enormous yet, but again, a couple months left for those. Month and a half anyway. I don't see a lot of red ones though, which is odd because I did plant some red ones. There's a couple over there. So, well, we got some shallots over here. Here we got the cabbages. Those are finally starting to form heads, so spray those again today or tomorrow. And there's a cabbage moth right there, just waiting to clear everything. And yeah, some of these look like they're going to seed soon. Yeah, it happens. I did taste one yesterday though, and it still tasted good, so let me pull a nice salad out of here first. I got the mint. The mint's flowering. Those big purple flowers. The bees really like the mint. We got the mustard that's gone to seed down there. I just kind of let the flea beetles eat it. Maybe it'll give them something to do and stay away from my radishes. And the mint's coming up in the middle of the bed there. And the mizuna, yeah, I gotta plant all that stuff next year. The mustard, the mizuna, radishes. It's gotta all go under a row cover because the flea beetles are just too voracious. And I gotta say, this might be the biggest Brussels sprout plant I've ever grown, and it looks like we really are starting to get some nice sprouts there, so I don't know what the heck that is, but yeah, so there's a couple cabbages thrown in there on the right too. Ascat bushes are past their deal. Blueberries are full on, and you won't see too many perfectly ripe ones because I went through here yesterday and then again this morning and harvested, but these are gorgeous bushes. They look really nice and they're quite filled. Now the strawberries, they're pretty much done. There might be the odd one left, but for the most part we got really full of those. These little alpine ones will continue to fruit for, yeah, and they're not really that little anymore. They're not a bad size. But they'll continue to fruit for, the rest of summer. And marigold in the middle, and a borage in the lower left corner there, and then we've got the 3 ground cherries. And the tomatoes, they all have blight, but as usual, we just have such humid weather here. It doesn't seem like, until I get a greenhouse, our tomatoes are going to have blight, and I think that's just something I have to make peace with. So I've just been trying to snip off the spotted yellow leaves. The leaves that are affected, I just snap them off as quickly as I can, and it seems to be working so far. We do have some nice looking tomatoes. You can see the blight there, the spots on the leaves. They may or may not affect the tomatoes, but hopefully not. See the leaves like that have the stuff on it. You just break them off, and if there's no, these ones that there's no flower trusses on anyway, I mean, you've got plenty of leaves to feed the plants, so keeping them trimmed for, you know, you can see how I try to keep a pretty good ventilation going in here, and that's so that they can dry after it rains, and so the blight doesn't affect them as much. Got a nice little truss of 4 tomatoes right here. I was lazy and didn't mark all the tomatoes, so I have no idea what's where, but when the color starts to show, I'll know. And, yeah. So, tomatoes are good. More sage. Lots more sage, lots more time. More than we'll ever need, but you know, I'm hoping to make this a part-time or full-time business at some point, so it doesn't hurt to grow extra. Oregano, starting to flower. Oh, they're beautiful. I love oregano flowers. And the parsley is flowered as well. Not quite as pretty, but there's something really cool here. I don't know if you can see this, but he is the most beautiful blue, like a midnight blue. Capture it. If not, I'm just babbling on and you think I'm crazy. But not all insects are bad. And you know, we've been preconditioned to think that insects are all creepy crawly and that get it off me, and really, you know, when we're kids, we're not like that. We pick them up, we explore, we're gentle. Most of us are gentle with them, you know. And somewhere along the way, some adult screams when they see a spider and squashes it, and you know, we're conditioned to think that these things are going to hurt us, and it's really a disservice to children to squelch that natural kindness and curiosity, I think. This is dill. It's going to seed. I'm letting it because we'll get some dill seeds off it, and I won't have to buy more of the coriander and cilantro. I'm still, I got a couple rogue ones that are trying to grow on the path here, and I just let them. And a couple more over there. But yeah, we're still getting lots of cilantro off this. I've been trying to snip the seed heads off so that it keeps going. But cilantro doesn't seem to taste different when it goes to seed. Peas are still going. You see lots of flowers. The pea fence is, as usual, catching too much wind and falling over. But yeah, we have quite a few of these. I literally cleaned this whole thing yesterday, and I bet you could find another 30 right now if you look at it. Excuse me. And hiding under the peas here, we have some scallions. These are just bunching onions. I haven't used too many of them yet because mostly I've been using the onion tops so that the bulbs will size up. It's good to trim your onion tops, supposedly, to help with the bulbs. Oh, look, I got a corn tassel. Well, that's exciting. Oh, yeah, they're coming. I don't have the best luck with corn. I'm not sure if we even have the growing season for corn, but we're trying. And it's up to my waist now, my belly button, and I'm 6'2", so my belly button's up there. And more tomatoes. This makes me so happy. I get a little crazy. Got some paste tomatoes here. I think these are Polish linguiças. They're beautiful. They're very long, slender, and oh, these might be red Munger. These are not Munger, Mary-Unger heirlooms. We got a solar flare hybrid here. I believe these are, I'm not even sure if they're orange or pink or what. Nothing on this one yet. This one, and we got lots of flowers coming. And lots of basil in here. I should start harvesting and preserving. Basil's the kind of thing that the more you pick, the more you get. And planted some squashes in here, but they didn't take. And pole beans, and the Chinese yard-long red noodle bean. They the red noodle beans didn't do that well again. I don't know if I just got a bum package or what, but yeah, they're not doing real well. So yeah, lots of tomatoes. I'd say there's probably 30 or 40 tomatoes out here. And then there's lots of flowers on the cherries. There's a couple of squashes. There's one up there. They're doing okay. A couple of them are real stunted. Probably from the cucumber beetles and the fusarium wilt or whatever it is that they carry. So the other garlic bed, empty. And I gotta fertilize these. I don't quite know what the deal is, but these are zucchini, and usually zucchini grow like, you know, crazy. And these are just kind of sitting here. I don't know what the deal is. We got peppers, and if we look here, we got, I think this must be a peppercini. So we got some little peppers. There's another one over there. And I had jalapenos over there. I meant to show you. And the other pepper plants, and celery. Celery's getting there. I gotta bunch this up soon and blanch it. Very nice patch of weeds with the odd watermelon. Yeah, there's a watermelon there. And the borage is scary to walk through because there's always half a dozen bees in there. That squash is starting to flower, and there's a watermelon right behind it. So, most of these are cherry tomatoes. These are black cherries, and they're a little bit bigger. They're starting to look pretty good. And then I have some, I think, sweet olive. And I think that's it for cherries. But yeah, they're starting to come. So, yay. Squashes. Squash is starting to come too, although these look like they're mostly male flowers. If you don't know the difference, the female flower has the fruit attached to it, so it looks a bit different. But they look male so far. And some on that one too. This one. Then we got some beans. Beans are especially true with the more you pick, the more you get, and I do believe I need to come out and pick some. I got, we always buy the frozen fillet, green fillet beans, so I figured, hell, that's what we buy, that's what I'll grow. So I bought those this year, and they look really nice. And I've also got these nice burgundy, I can't get a picture of it. A nice burgundy bean. Good Lord. And they're purple, they're beautiful. But when they, when you cook them, they turn green. And then we got some yellow beans down here. They're probably a good size. We'll probably roast some of those for supper with some potatoes. And these tomatoes are, I think we can harvest these pretty soon. They're starting to get a bit of a blush on them, so probably in a couple more weeks that will be red. Yeah, I'm really excited. The tomatoes have not survived. I hope the rain holds off, and I can't wait to have a greenhouse and just grow them like 12 feet tall. Just have crap loads of tomatoes. I got a couple squashes over there in the far row. I'm sure you can see them from here because they're enormous. I think those are butternut. There's a couple more. And we have the broccoli. Getting a bit nibbled. I need to spray that. And more weeds. And then there's a couple more squash down there at the end of the row. So that is pretty much it. The flower bed, we still haven't done much over there. My back's been kind of bad, so I've only been doing the bare minimum I need to do out here. But yeah, it looks nice. I'm happy with everything we got done this year. We got everything started a little late, but you know, I got a whole new row of raised beds in there and a whole new row of raised beds in here. And, you know, I plan on putting a couple more rows in right up to the driveway. My wife will watch this and have a brain bleed, but yeah, that's what I plan to do, honey. Surprise! She knows. We're gonna take down that set of scrub maples there. Close your ears, Aaron. We're gonna take down those because they're just really in the way for a hoop house or a greenhouse. I'd like to put a greenhouse right over here, and those will be dangerous when they get bigger. And those maples that grow real close together like that, they seem to break off. We've got one in the back there I think we're gonna have to take down too, because you know, a whole part of the tree just keeps snapping off and falling, and it's young and it just doesn't seem to be strong. So we have that big beautiful one in the back, which really causes enough shade for me, you know, and it's pretty. But we have lots of trees surrounding the property. Beautiful elm and some spruces, and we've got those 3 tamaracks right there, which I love. Mom would have liked those. She liked tamarack trees. So. Anyway, it's a beautiful day here today. I'm going to sit out here and weed and enjoy the day. Hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching.